Welcome, welcome folks. Welcome to the Silent P Club. My name is Coco and today I will guide you through a Vinyasa flow style practice. So for April, we are visiting the theme of patience. And so it had me thinking of us and how we speak to ourselves and how we treat our bodies. You know, sometimes if something's not happening, maybe we can be a little unkind to ourselves with our words and our thoughts. And so it made me think of a part of the body, a lot of us particularly struggle with, myself for sure, but I find a lot of students find resistance in the hamstrings and the hips and the lower back. So there's a lot that goes on in this part of the body, especially, you know, when a lot of us spend a lot of time sitting with the flexed hips, leg flex, just like so. To be able to open out the hip and unlock that, we are inviting a release of emotions, releases of energy. And so I sometimes feel like I love to visit these practices just to remind students and ourselves as practitioners to be kind to ourselves and just be thankful for our bodies for where, you know, for where they show up for us in those moments. And so working with hips, hamstrings and lower back, and just again inviting you to step in that space of being patient. The hamstrings made up of really several different muscles, and they're really big, chunky muscles, and they take some time to ease into. So as we go through the practice, I invite you to use the breath, take time and ease into those muscles as we start to find length, space and expansion. So let's get started. So maybe you have a mat, maybe you don't, wherever you are. All you need is you. And if you wanted to have blocks for your practice today, please do. If you don't have it, I've got 2 yoga blocks here, soft foam blocks or cork blocks, anything will do. But if you don't have blocks, no worries. You can still use the ground or maybe a little chair at the front of your mat for some balancing or just to be able to bring the ground closer to you. All right, so let's come to seat. Coming to find a comfortable seat. You can either stay on the ground or maybe you come to seat on a block or something that gives you a little bit of elevation. So come to Sukhasana, easy pose. And just allow the knees to soften out towards the side. And the hips currently open. Again, if you're feeling a little bit restricted here, just pop something underneath your sitting bones, cushion, blanket, bolster. So start to take a moment just to observe your body and observe your breath. Maybe just checking in with how your body's doing in this moment today. And then start to gaze at the tip of the nose. And then start to close the eyes if it feels comfortable. If it doesn't feel so comfortable, just keep the eyes open. And we'll take 3 cleansing breaths together to arrive into the space. So take a deep breath into the nose. Roll the shoulders up and then exhale all the way back and down to the hips. Good. Inhale all the way up. Big breath in, exhale, soften down to hips. Lovely. Another breath in all the way. Maybe pause at the top for 1. If it feels safe to hold the breath for 2, and then exhale, softening hip, shoulders down towards the hips. Keeping the spine long, crown is long, vertebra is stacked. Just starting to notice your breath, the energy, the rhythm, the beat, the expansion. And maybe we start to bring that breath now in through the nose and out through the nose. So connecting now to our Ujjayi breath, breath of the ocean. And creating this oceanic sound at the back of your throat. So taking deep, long inhales through the nose. And then exhaling through the nose. In through the nose. Out through the nose. In through the nose. Out through your nose. Good. Take 1 more like that. Exhale. And then just come back to your natural breath, but try and keep that Ujjayi breath. Come back to your natural breath rhythm. Maybe the expansion of the lungs is smaller. And just allow your body and breath to connect. As maybe we tap out of the mind just a little bit in order for it to just become a little bit quieter. Good. And then I invite you now to set an intention for your practice today. So intention of an affirmation. An intention I'm offering you today, which is going to be your affirmation for your practice as we step into this space of unlocking emotions, having patience with ourselves as our bodies move through this space. Just inviting you to remember that everything that you need is here inside of you, and that you're doing the best that you can, and that you are enough. And so an invitation for you, and you can repeat this underneath your breath in your own mother tongue. I am enough. Maybe one hand follows to press onto your heart, maybe one hand follows to press onto your belly. And repeat that 2 more times with me if you wish. I am enough. I am enough. Notice how that makes you feel. Observe. And then to seal that intention, those affirmations for our practice together today, take a deep breath in through the nose and then gently sigh through the mouth. Good. And gently opening up the eyes and just coming to bring the palms down. So folks, if you're working with any injuries in your body, any ailments or anything like that, just use your body as your second guide. If something hurts, just don't do it. Join us back in the practice if you need to take a rest, come to find child's pose or balasana. Just look after your bodies and practice to the best of where your desire meets. All right, so let's come on to our mats, if you're on a mat. I'm just going to come to start in tabletop position. Start to spread the palms and stack the shoulders just in line with the wrists. Knees just in line with the hips and the ankles. And then start to find some movement here. So really embody now this notion of just trying to find expansion and space. Maybe the eyes are internal so you can really close off any external sensations. But starting to just gently open. You might start to take a gentle cat-cow. You might pat the hands forward. Find a gentle cobra opening through the chest. You might find a little down puppy or child's pose. Start to bring some movement here. Your choice. You might stay on in your tabletop, or you might start to make the movement a little bit bigger. Good. Take 2 more breaths here, wherever you are. Nice. And then start to bring the hands, if not already, back underneath the shoulders. A few circles here. Warming up the wrists here. Spread the palms. Bring all the knuckles down towards the ground. You can have the back of the tops of the feet down, or if you want a bit more support, just tuck the toes. Starting to ease into those wrists and the forearms. And be mindful that if you've got anything going on, taking the circles a bit smaller. Let's reverse that circle the other way. Good. Let's take about 3 more there, wherever you are. Nice. And then start to shift the hips back, pad the hands forward. At this point, folks, we're going to be on the knees for a little while. So if you're feeling it, bring something to pad under the knees, or maybe you double your mat. Uncurl through the spine, start to draw the hips down, opening through the chest. Exhale, let the tailbone bring you back, shifting sort of between this puppy and child's, not quite either. And then start to again shift the hips forward, so bring chin into the chest, open the chest, peel the shoulders back. Tailbone brings you back. Imagine a piece of string pulling you back. Initiate movement again from the tailbone. Curve the spine, chin to chest. Look at your belly button. Let the hips be soft. Good. Exhale. Nice. This time you can either take that 3 more times, or maybe you want to bring a little different movement in with me as you draw the forearms down. Now it fires up the triceps a little bit. And then scoot forward to your cobra. Yeah? So either the first one that we took 3 more times, or coming with me. Glue the elbows in towards the ribs. Good. Big breath in. Starting to fire up the biceps and the triceps. And then exhale, wherever you are, let's meet in Balasana Child's Pose. If it feels comfortable, taking the knees wide and the toes together. Again, support your knees. If the heels are really far from the hips, maybe a block between that space. Taking 2 more breaths here. Exhale. Good. Last one, big breath in. Exhale. Good. Inhale, patting hands back towards the knees, and then start to tuck your toes and find your way back to a downward dog, sorry. So if you're not familiar, press the palms into the ground and start to shift the hips back. Hips will come to meet the heels, and then heels will press down and hips come up towards the sky. And then start to find a bit of movement here when you arrive. Maybe we pad through one leg, maybe we pad through the other. You might turn to reach an opposite ankle, finding a bit of balance here, a bit of opening, coming into those hamstrings. Press the floor away. And then start to explore a bit of movement here now. So you might uncurl through the spine, finding a plank here. And then pad your way back to your downward dog. So do whatever feels right for your body. There's no rules here in this particular part. There's never no rules. I'm just offering you parts of information. But take some time here just to explore what that might feel like to shift the weight forwards and back. If you want to pad the heels down. And just take 1 more breath here, and then we'll slowly start to land as a collective and arrive into our downward facing dog. Good. Start to rise that right heel up towards the sky, push through the heel, and then bring the knee into the chest. Start to step the foot forwards and bring that back knee down. Untuck the toes and inhale, reaching high. Opening through the chest, Anjaneyasana low lunge. As we bring the chest forward, chin to toe, softly bend the front knee. Imagine your chin is going to touch your toe. Good. Inhale, rise up. Maybe that right hand foot scoots to the side a little bit, help your balance. Nice, protect that left knee. Exhale, belly between the thighs, chin to toe. Let's touch that toe. Big breath in, open through the chest, shift the hips forward. Exhale, Ardha Hanumanasana, half split. Now the thought of doing a half split might sound really scary, but you're doing it, folks. Inhale, open through the chest. And then exhale, belly between the thighs, chin to toe. Good, soft bend in the knee if you wish. Inhale, rise. Taking arms up towards the sky, left hand either to earth or block, finding a little twist here. So pressing hands into a block or maybe towards the earth. If you want a bit more space, take hands down to the ground. Peek up towards that right thumb. Option to stay here where you might tuck that back foot and push the heel towards the back of your mat. So think about pushing the expansion of the body this way in the lateral extension as opposed to coming up. Yeah, take 1 more breath here. And then exhale, take that right hand down, shift the knee down, good. Taking now blocks either side or maybe hands towards the earth, your choice, or maybe you have a chair just in front. Bring that back foot in a little bit, little step in and then start to rise the hips, good. From here, we take pyramid pose. So again, maybe fingertips down to the earth if we don't have a block available, or maybe there's a chair just in front. Or maybe hands on towards the shin. Wherever you are, think about that right hip and draw it back. And then draw that left hip forward. Good. All 4 corners of that front foot down to the ground. Back heel is off the ground slightly. Crown is long, tailbone in opposition. 1 more breath here. Good. Exhale, take that back knee down. Shift blocks towards the side if not already, and scoot that leg towards the back of the mat. Now folks, you're going to take your vinyasa here, depending upon where you are in your practice, go for it. If you are with me, we're going to lower the chest, lower the chin, elbows glued in towards the ribs. And then start to look at the belly button and then soften the hips down, pressing all the way up, finding a full cobra here. Exhale, tuck toes, hips come high, downward facing dog. Press the floor away. Take a deep breath in here. Sigh the breath through the mouth. Good. Let that left leg rise. Hopefully meet us in downward dog, folks, wherever you are. As we exhale, knee towards the chest, shoulders over the wrists. Dome the back, press the belly, thigh into the belly, make space for your foot and your body. Bringing that back leg down. Good. Now again, finding your balance here. Maybe left leg scoots towards the side. Inhale, rise up. I'm going to tuck my back foot. Sorry, soften my back foot. Exhale, belly to thighs. Good. So play with two. Play with the flat foot at the back. Play with the tucked foot. See what suits you. Inhale. Nice. Exhale. We touched that toe yet with the chin? Good. Inhale. Rise up. Exhale. And of course, folks, remember it's the initiation, the intention. Of course, you know, we can't touch the toe with it. Well, I mean, I definitely can't touch my chin with my toe. Inhale, rise up. Exhale, but this is the intention to find that length, find that space. Good. Inhale, rise. And then exhale, right hand down to ground. Little twist here, peek up towards the left thumb. And again, option to keep that knee down, or maybe we think about finding that two-way extension, crown away from heel, push through the heel, keep this pelvis low. Good. So with these openings, we focus on one of the 7 main chakras. This is our sacral chakra. So this is a space between the pelvis and the hips, Svadhisthana. And so think about keeping that energy low, really active here. One more breath. Good. As you exhale, take that left hand down. And then start to again bring your blocks in, or maybe hands to earth or hand on towards shin. Let's bring that back foot, little step in, let the hips be high, hot cup of tea balancing on your back. Push the back heel just down, but still hovering off the ground. Spine is long. And again, creep that right hip forward, left hip comes back. Good, one more breath here. Lovely. Exhale, taking blocks away or bringing hands down to the earth if not already, wherever they are. And then start to step back. This time find a high plank for me. Yeah, so push through the heels, press the floor away, start to externally rotate the shoulders. So press the shoulders out away from your, up towards your shoulder blades. Good. Now option to stay here, or maybe you take the knees down. We stay here for 2 more breaths. Knees down is still plenty. Good. Inhale. Last one. Exhale. Good. Soften the knees down. Take the chest down, chin down if you're with me. Otherwise, take your vinyasa, folks, whatever that means for you in your practice today. Generally, it's chaturanga, upward cobra, upward dog or cobra, and then downward facing dog. Good. Lovely. We'll stay here for 3 breaths now. Inhale for 1. Exhale. Back to that Ujjayi breath. Inhale for 2. Exhale. Last breath in for 3. Exhale. Beautiful. Take child's pose, folks, if you wish. A few breaths here. Let the knees come wide. Let the toes come together. Let the belly soften between the thighs. And again, bring in any support that you need, maybe underneath your third eye, your forehead, maybe between heels and hips. Maybe between the thighs. One more breath here. So if you're feeling ready and you've taken your final round of breath, finding your way back to your downward facing dog.
So let the hips lift high, press the floor away. And then just ensuring that the cat that you can still see me, whether it's the left leg or the right leg, you're going to start to shift the weight forwards and step to the long side of your mat. So mine's my left, so I can come back to face you. I'm going to bring my toes towards the corners of the mat and inhale, rise up towards the sky. Find a little flow here as we exhale, taking goddess pose, knees out towards second and third toe. And then inhale, rise up, big breath in, squeeze the glutes, exhale. This time we lengthen over towards the left side, extend the right arm, big breath in. Finding a beach ball, curve the spine, bend the knees, chin in towards the chest. Keep that going. And then come to extend both knees, lengthen through the left. Exhale, soften down. Left hand falls, right hand rises up, left hand joins. Inhale, other side. Goddess pose. Inhale, lengthen towards that right side. Extend through the left side of the body. Good. Big breath in. Beach ball between the palms, chin to chest. Keep that energy going. Extend the arms. Extend the knees. Inhale, rising up. Let the arm drop. And then left one brings you all the way up. Good. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, reach, tilt. We take this one more time each side. Inhale, soften down. Inhale, lengthen. Maybe you found your own sort of rhythm or vocabulary by now, but wherever you are, just keeping that true initiation to the flow in the movement. Also in the hips as we find this opening. Inhale. Good. Extend the left arm. Exhale, curve spine. Inhale, knee over second and third toe. Lengthen right arm. Inhale, soften that hand down. Let that left arm lift, rise you all the way up. And then palms together. Good. Finding your way all the way down towards the just sort of halfway between the earth and the sky. Good. Staying here for a few breaths. Peel the shoulders back. Let the hips tilt forward. So we're talking about that sacral energy before. Let your sacrum, space between your hips and your pelvis, just shift forward. Maybe feeling it in the thighs, squeezing the glutes. Pelvic floor is engaged. One more breath. Good. And then exhale, start to shift towards the right side. So I'm going to take my blocks with me just so I can give you an example of where we might be going. Start to shift towards the right side, taking Skandasana. Heel is going to come off the ground simply because we want to find balance here. So you can take it with the heel down, but when the heel is off the ground, it allows you to come to bring the shoulders over the hips. If you've got blocks, take them out in front of you. Yeah. If you've got a chair, if you had a chair with you, maybe come in to bring it towards the right side. So right knee is bent. Start to press that thigh open. And with this left leg, you want to ensure that the left knee is up towards the sky. So physically take the skin on your thigh and roll it up. Toes towards the sky. Finding your balance. Maybe one hand to heart center. Maybe two. Ooh. Good. So you can keep hands on blocks. Maybe you come to touch the ground, but you want to try and keep that spine long. If this is not good for your knee, simply come up just a little bit and then find Skandasana here. Yeah. Good. 2 more breaths where you are. Good. Start to bring that foot down, hands to earth or hands to blocks as you shift towards the other side. Again, finding the same on this side. Being easeful, gentle and patient with yourself. Again, easing into those hips. If you spend a lot of time seated in your job, you might find a bit of a sensation here. So really find essence, calmness, or invite in those feelings. Breath. Into that part of the body where you're feeling those sensations, and be patient again with yourself. Hands to heart center if you wish. Checking in your alignment here, toes up to sky, knee up towards the sky. 1 more breath. Good. And then start to shift your weight back towards the other side of your mat now, or wherever you are. Good. Start to take the back knee down, finding lizard lunge. So push through that back heel. Left knee comes down. Hands to earth or block. You might take a block underneath your palms. A few options here. Possibly untuck the back foot. Maybe hands come to, maybe elbows come to the ground. Maybe elbows come on towards the block. A couple of choices here for you. Yeah, so you want to ease into those glutes. Ease into that hip. Good. One more breath. Very nice. Start to come onto the hands if not already. Tuck that back foot. Float back through your Skandasana. Maybe the heel is off. We're going to find pigeon pose at the top of the mat. Come to top of mat now. Spread the palms. Push through that back heel. Let's lift that right knee into the chest and then start to bring the toe and the knee down towards the long edge. Tucking the toes and physically allow the toes to creep back and find space in your hip. If the hips feel like they're skewing to the left or the right, grab a block or something soft and just place it underneath your sitting bone. Open through the chest. And then exhale, soften down. You might want to stay up or you can come upright. Head to earth, head to block, or maybe fists. And let your third eye just soften. Feeling sensation here in the glutes. Maybe in the lower back, you might feel something in your right hip. Is it manageable to stay there for 2 more breaths? If it doesn't feel safe, just ease out of the posture. Pick a different variation of the shape and ease back. Otherwise, last one. And then exhale as you rise. Press palms in towards the ground. Tuck toes. Lovely. Let the left leg come back. Start to shift the hips, come high. You can take a vinyasa here if you wish, folks, or you might want to stay in your downward facing dog, your choice. Good. But wherever you are, let's land with now that left foot down towards the top of the mat and start to bring that knee down. Again, come to your lizard lunge. Option to keep the the hands here, or maybe they come onto blocks if the ground feels far away. You might take elbows down. I don't know if I gave you the option on the other side, but you might want to draw that right knee off the ground. But I guess for equilibrium and balance, whatever you've done on the other side, if the body offers the same on this side, then invite that in. Again, here sensation might be in the glutes, maybe in the hamstrings. It really depends on your body and in that very moment, on the mat in that present moment. So again, just speak kindly to yourself as the sensations may arise. And if we're met with resistance, see if you can find the breath to ease a little bit deeper, if it feels safe. Last one. Good. Press into hands, if not already. Come to flow through your Skandasana. Beautiful. And then find your pigeon on the other side. So this time come towards the back of your space, right knee into the chest, and then let the toe come towards long edge, knee towards the other edge. Tuck the toes, find space for your hips. You might stay upright. This feels really nice for your heart space. Maybe for your glutes. If you want to go deeper, come down. Support that right knee. If you maybe need a padding or a blanket. And again, maybe a block underneath your sitting bones on the right side. But just take this time again to, and throughout, through when we land in any of these postures, to arrive rather than land at 10. See if we can come in from maybe a 4 and start to ease into a 6,
Maybe we land at 7. 7 is sometimes enough, right? So it's really about journeying through to find ourselves in these shapes and these postures, rather than just landing there. It's taking another breath here. And then exhale. Press into the hands, sorry. And then start to shift the right hip down to the ground and scoot your gaze back towards the top of your mat. Good. Bringing the palms, the feet down to the earth, hollow out through the front side of the body. Bring the palms up to the sky. We lower for 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. Softly land 2, 1. Good. Taking heels in towards your glutes, and maybe hands possibly reach around the ankles if you wish, or they might come down to the ground. Bridge pose. Setu Bandhasana, as the hips come high. Let the knees be in line with your hips, and bring the toes in towards the center, rather than having the little toe splay out. See if you could bring the big toe in. And then press hips up, maybe interlace, open through the chest. Good. If you're feeling open in the hips and no full wheels in your practice, please do. If you're feeling you want something more restorative, maybe a block underneath your sacrum or a cushion or a bolster if you have. Otherwise, if you're with me, we'll stay here for 2 more breaths. Good. For folks with me, start to shuffle out through the shoulders, let the hips be soft. If you're on your full wheel, chin to chest, soften down, bring knees to the chest. If you have anything underneath your sacrum, bring it to the side and just gently rock from side to side. Good. And then keeping that 90-degree angle, start to land the knees towards the right side. Bring the hand on top of the thigh, just let it be heavy. Bend the opposite elbow. You might gaze down towards that arm that's extended. And then shift to the other side. Again, let the knees stay in that 90-degree angle. And then maybe top hand comes heavy, just to place a little bit of pressure to find a deeper opening. Nice. Knees into the center. Curl through the spine. Bring chin towards the chest. Big breath in. Shoulders up towards the sky. Flex the toes. Create as much tension as you can. Big breath. And then exhale. Release down. Finding your shavasana that feels right for your body in this moment. Maybe the legs extend. You might be in a really warm place. You might be lying on a beach, a sandy beach. You might be lying in your living space. You might want blankets. But wherever you are, just taking some time here to ease in and use any props you wish. Layer up as you need, or maybe you don't need to. But just let the body now be soft. Let the bones, ligaments, the fascia, the tissue, the muscles, the organs, the flesh. Just let it all soften down into the earth. Let the jaw be soft. Relax the cheekbones, the third eye, space between the eyebrows, your temples. Let the weight of your body soften down into the earth as the earth rises up to meet you. And so I'll leave you here. You can take a Savasana as long as you need. As we come back around to those beginning mantras of our practice today, those affirmations. Maybe you receive these again underneath your breath in your own mother tongue. I am enough.
I am enough. Thank you, folks. Enjoy the rest of your Shavasana. Wonderful to practice with you all, and I'll see you again next time.